আচ্ছা স্যার, অভিজিৎ লাইভে গেলে ওকে, 7:30
শিওর,
বেজেও গেছে, তাহলে আরম্ভ করছি।
হ্যাঁ শুরু করে দাও। হ্যাঁ, ডট 7:30 বাজে, এখনো 7:30 হয়নি।
Okay, then we'll be
1929।
waiting for 1 minute. Yeah.
হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ, আমার মনে হচ্ছে তোমার আর 1 মিনিট 2 মিনিট দেখে যাও, বুঝতে পেরেছো? এখনো পর্যন্ত আমাদের 23 আছে, আমার ধারণা এটা কিছুক্ষণের মধ্যে 50 ক্রস করে যাবে। হ্যাঁ, 50, আমার মনে হয় জাস্ট 1-2 মিনিট অভিক 1-2 মিনিট পজ দাও, ঠিক আছে?
Okay, okay.
আমাদের এখন
7:31,
দেখাচ্ছে
7:30.
31। আমার মনে হয় যে উইদিন 2 or 3 minutes it will reach up to 50।
Okay, okay. 7:33 নাগাদ আরম্ভ করবো।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ।
আহ, 7:33 স্যার, আরম্ভ করে দিচ্ছি।
হ্যাঁ, আরম্ভ করে দাও, আরম্ভ করে দাও। হ্যাঁ।
Well, good evening, namaskar. In this study circle, I mean 46th study circle of universal briefing. Before going to the technical session and before going to listen to our esteemed speaker and the observation of our esteemed chairperson, I'd be welcoming. While I'd be very much grateful to welcome you all in this study circle, being chairman of this study circle of universal briefing, and on behalf of the convener, Mr. Vijit Noskar, we welcome you to this evening, to this scholarly discussion, and we are very much thankful to all of you because we know that tomorrow, that is Mohalaya, and Durga Puja is going to take place in Kolkata right now, in West Bengal also, and it's one of the biggest festivals of the Bengalis and the Hindu always, obviously. So in this scenario, in this festive mood, you have joined our study circle. That is a great uh, matter for us. That is a great encouragement for us that you all are here. And of course, we know that this is the charisma of these two personalities that are going to uh, discuss on reading habit, who are going to discuss and who are going to share their observations on reading habits in this in this era of artificial intelligence. So we have a really question. We encounter such question regarding that whether reading habits are being declining or being using um, AI as a tool, and AI is doing so many things on behalf of human effort. So we are very much in a threshold to understand whether really it is a declining or it is increasing. We'd love to listen to our esteemed speaker, about whom I would request Tonu Sirokhid, who is going to be the anchor of this session, to introduce our esteemed chairperson, president, and our esteemed speaker. And before that, I would like to introduce Tonu Sirokhid. She is working as a librarian, Uluberia College, and she is presently a research scholar in the Department of Library Information Science, Jadavpur University. Tonu Sri Madam, please carry on the session and do the needful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. Now we are going to start our 46th study circle. The session will be presided over by Dr. Arabinda Maity, Professor, Department of Library and Information Science, University of Calcutta. In today's study circle, our esteemed speaker is Dr. Nivedita Bhattacharyya Sahu, Associate Professor, Vidyasagar University. Let me introduce Professor Maity. Professor Dr. Arabinda Maity has been teaching in the Department of Library and Information Science, University of Calcutta since 2009. Prior to this, he served as an assistant librarian, manuscripts and historical documents, University of Calcutta since 1999. He did his BLIS degree from the University of Pollani. He did his MLib Science, MPhil and PhD in LIS from the University of Calcutta. He has supervised 30 MPhil scholars up to this time. 9 scholars have been awarded PhD under his guidance. Presently, 7 students are pursuing their research work under his supervision. He has a number of publications to his credit, which includes 6 books and more than 70 articles in national and international journals. His research interests are library classification, bibliometrics, IT application in libraries, information sources, systems and services, community information system and services, and legal information system and services. In addition to these normal duties, presently he is acting as the chairperson of the Expert Committee in Library and Information Studies Honors for undergraduate courses of the University of Calcutta. He is associated as members of the BOS and Research Advisory Committee of various universities such as University of Pollani, University of Gaurbanga, University of Bardwan, University of Calcutta, Bankura University and Sidhu Kanu Birsa University. Now I would request sir to take charge of the session. Now it is handed over to you, sir.
Thank you, Tanusri. Good evening to everybody. At first, I convey my heartfelt regards to Professor Udayan Bhattacharya, Professor, Department of Library and Information Science, Jadavpur University. Actually, this universal briefing, I think, is the brainchild of Professor Bhattacharya. And also, I convey my heartfelt regards to all the team members. Dr. Ovig Roy, today's chairpersons of this 46 study circle. He is the librarian of Dirogio Memorial College. I also convey my regards to the convener of this study circle, Mr. Obhijit Noskar, and other team members, that's the managing directors of Dr. Ranjan Samanto and others. So, at first I say something regarding universal briefing, basically the universal briefing newsletter. So today's, I think its importance is library professionals, briefing newsletters highlights the latest vacancies, means job opportunities, which is very much essential for the library professionals. It also highlighted the research spotlights, basically the list of PhD theses which have been awarded by the different Indian universities. Also highlighted the monthly scholarly highlights, includes the list of LIS articles recently published in the different journals, also highlighted the forthcoming events, conference, seminars, webinars, and summits. Also highlighted the Students' Corner, the Commonwealth scholarships, and latest publications regarding books, and also different tools and techniques used in different technology used in our fields, highlight in under trends in technology, social media, news, so many things. So that's why I just convey my heart regards to Professor Nivedita Bhattacharyya Sahu. So come to this study circle. Actually, today's topic is reading habits in the age of artificial intelligence. So I can remember when I was the student in the University of Calcutta during 95 to 97, almost all the spaces in the reading rooms of the Calcutta University Central Library, which filled up so many students, so many teachers, so many research scholars. Actually, during that time, I think no digital libraries are there, no internet facilities are there, even not, I think, photocopies facilities in the Central Library. So that's why I think everybody, they just go to the library, they just go through the reading books, and whatever the necessary, they just write down in their notebooks. So many people, many students and research scholars, they just packed up. And when the NAC team has visited the library, so they just pleased regarding the presence of these students and all the users. But after that, when digital library was introduced, when internet was introduced, I have already seen that in our library, number of visitors day by day increases, day by day decreases. And because of so many reasons, and internet Xerox facilities we have in our library, and so many students, they just make their Xerox, and after photocopying, they just go to the home. Through the digital library, they just search the digital databases of the Calcutta University. So many ebooks and e-journals they just access. So the number of users using this library, if you go to the central library, that means decreasing. But reading habits, how many users they just use the library if you consult? So that's why we just consult the hits of the website of the Calcutta University. So regarding the visitors presence, instead of the visitors presence, I mean the number of hits that been counting to show how many readers they just use the library. And now is the age of artificial intelligence. So many tools they just have, such like the chat GPT. I think whenever you write anything else, whenever you go through, you just require any information. So without go through the details of the books or journals or anything else, if you want, then automatically ChatGPT will produce that type of article, that type of written materials, everything else. So from that point of view, I think reading habits, whether it would be increase much or decreasing much, I think we are waiting regarding the speech of Dr. Nivedita Bhattacharyya. So I am also eager regarding the speech of Dr. Nivedita Bhattacharyya. So before going to start the lecture of Nivedita Bhattacharyya, I just introduced Dr. Bhattacharyya. Actually, she is my student. That is, I just proud because we are Nivedita Bhattacharyya, we are in the same platform. So I feel proud as because when I joined in the Calcutta University Department of Library Sciences around 2006, I think, Nivedita is my first batch student. And now he is working as associate professor in the Department of Library Infromation Science, Vidyasagar University. So from that point of view, I feel proud. Nivedita has already completed his BLS, MLS, and PhD from the University of Calcutta. And after that, he just joined in our university university research fellowships under the guidance of Professor Biplab Chakraborty. And Professor Biplab Chakraborty is also my guide when I did my PhD under his supervision. And Dr. Nivedita Bhattacharyya, he is the recipient of the gold medal for both BLS, MLS from our University of Calcutta. He is the recipient of Southeast Substance Fellowships of Calcutta University, and she was also the Young Information Scientist Award. He was also received. He has guided 6 PhD scholars Her area of specializations are preservations and conservations of library materials, reference and information services, information and communications, community information services. She has published so many journals, which has published so many articles, which is published in both national and international journals. So many congratulations to Dr. Bhattacharya. So I just request to please start your presentation.
Thank you to my teacher, and good evening. First of all, a very lovely evening. This is indeed what Avik was saying, that just before the day of Mahalaya, and all of us busy in shopping, etc., because this may be probably the last Saturday before the puja holidays begin. So very good evening to all of you, and thank you. I must thank from the core of my heart the whose brainchild is this universal briefing forum, that is Professor Bhattacharya Sir from the Department of Library and Information Science, Jadavpur University, and all his scholars and students who are behind this platform. Actually, you people are doing an excellent job, what I am seeing over the years. Right from COVID, you have started this platform, if I'm not very wrong. And from that period, you are doing an excellent task. What we are observing, that the newsletters, as Sir was also mentioning, Arabinda Sir was also mentioning, that the platform is superb in that sense, we can say. And kudos to you all for carrying out such excellent platform here, and we are indeed very much happy that from West Bengal we are having such a lovely platform, and I am very much thankful and for this great opportunity which I got to speak in this lovely study circle. So there are so many eminent persons I can see, and so many active people here all over here. So very good evening to all of you. And Dr. Obhik Roy, the chairman of this session, and also the convener, that is Mr. Obhijit Noshkar, my student Tanusri, as Sir was saying that I am his first student, first batch. So Tanusri is my first batch student. So indeed, it's a challenge for me today to speak before my student and in front of my teacher. Okay. So without wasting much of time, and so many students, other students are also there, some current batch students and some ex-students also I can see, and also Dr. Rudreshwar Mishro, who is also one of the faculty members, guest faculty members of our department. He is also there. So very good evening, sir, and very good evening to my teacher, Professor Maity. So without wasting much time, let me start today's session with that. What the topic I have selected today. Let me start with the presentation first. Yeah, is it visible? Please confirm.
Yes, please.
Okay. Yes. Oh, so the topic that we have selected today is that the reading habits in the age of artificial intelligence. So right from the very morning onwards that we start our day with today, nowadays, we hear about AI and the things that is going on, that is the challenges that we are facing, whatever we are doing, and that is influenced by AI. We are also very much concerned that what our education, or how much our education we are going into or deep into, whether it is right or not, whether whenever we are checking the articles or something, or reviewing some papers of our students or our scholars, or from somewhere if we get some papers, etc., first thing that comes in our mind is that whether there is some AI in that or not, and we have to check it. So indeed, now in this age of AI, it's a challenge to be what I feel to exist in that sense, because AI is everywhere. Now, in this current situation, we can see that AI is everywhere. We are learning, we are listening to a lot of things that is being done with AI and all. So, what came to my mind when Professor Bhattacharya requested me or as he's told me that can you please join in a study circle meeting. So the first thing I was thinking of many of the topics, but this was the thing which I thought of discussing with you all in front of you all. So let us first think of something. That is, if I just think of the situation a few years back, as Professor Arabinda Maity was saying, just saying that right in his days when he was a student or MLib or MSc or like that, that is whenever he was doing his postgraduate degrees and all, there was nothing like this. That is, the digitization was not there. Enough digitization. He didn't came across this digitization. We also, when we were also students, we also started with definitely with the digital objects and the digital things. But there was we cannot say that there was much digitization or all the things were not digitized in that sense also, that during that period also. So, but if we think about the good old days, that we started with the traditional libraries, and this is the scenario of the traditional libraries, that is, students are sitting with their lovely faces, with a smile in their faces and all, and they are going through the documents, they are going through the books, they are reading their magazines, they are doing their tasks, sitting in the library, and the books, surrounded by the books, etc. Slowly, after that, we have seen the digitization, and the digitization came up, and we have seen the digitized documents, with the handling of the digitized documents. And we have seen the impact of the AI, that is the internet, that is the ICT, we can say. And we have seen that is slowly we have started converting ourselves and getting accustomed, or we started being accustomed with the digitized documents. And we started with the digitized. After that, now in this present generation, if we think of this present generation, it is all that is digitized objects, digitized things, digitized materials are there, and the impact of AI has come up, definitely. So the reading scenario, if you can think of, so within, we can say that is, it may be in some near future, we can think of the robots sitting in front of us and doing some tasks with us. So that is, and in the background, as we cannot see that right now, this robot, but maybe in the near future it may come up in front of us, and we are in a dilemma. So what can we do? So this is the 4 pictures that I have selected or taken from Google itself, you can say. So they denote that what is the change that we are undergoing over the years. So this is the basic changes that we are facing. Now, what is let us go to the past, and then we will come forward in the present generation. So what paradigm shifts have been observed in the reading habits? So for thousands of years, we can say that long before that is the Gutenberg was invented, the printing press or access to the written sources like the scrolls, like the historical recordings or the books in order to get the information was considered a luxury. We know, as we have already, all of us that we are students of library science, we know that how our libraries were in the good old past. The books were chained. They were kept in the chains. We had some handwritten manuscripts. We had to go through those manuscripts, and the books, they were kept in the chains. We could not move the books. Neither can we take or access them from our homes or etc. We can take them to our homes, etc. We have to sit, or we have to stand. Rather, we have to stand in those places, in the respective places where the books or the documents were kept, and then we have to go through those documents one by one. So it was not allowed to remove the books from that place, and before printing was invented and all. Then after, and that was the time when the books were copied by hand. It was the scribes who copied those books in a painstaking process before most were lost to the worst natural disasters or the neglect. So, however, this Gutenberg's revolution, that is invention in the 15th century, revolutionized the way the books are reproduced. And along with it, people's reading habits simultaneously started getting changed. Then, due to this digital technology, that is in the major revolution which has happened in the 21st century, due to this digital technology, we are facing another such revolution in the 21st century. And like the printing press did, technological blessings like the internet, smart boards, tablets, and the e-readers are once more reshaping our reading and the learning habits entirely. So after the printing was introduced, or after the printing press was introduced, then we got some the technological blessings also, and the ICT was introduced, and the smart boards, tablets, and the e-readers, they also were introduced simultaneously, and slowly we got them one after the another. So one of the key things that have changed as a direct consequence of the advancing technology is our way of obtaining the new information. Previously, we used to depend more and more on the printed resources when the printing definitely was introduced. And after that, we started shifting our desire to access the resources which are governed or which are ruled by the technology. And these hundreds of the resources that can be accessed on almost any subject with just a click of a button and by using the search engines, and therefore the time you would need just to find the resources in a library would actually be enough to find, examine, and critically analyze the same information. So who actually when after this ICT revolution, when we had ample of the digital resources, then what happened is that we have found that is at the click of the mouse, if we could access the resources from the safety of our homes, then why should we move to the other places or to far off lands or to far off places to access them? And also, not only that, we have also thought of that if we can sit behind or in front of a machine and we can access those documents within a very short interval of time, within a very short period of time, then why should we not go with that revolution? And so this major revolution in the 21st century has been observed in this manner. So now the question is, then what do the good reading habits bring? If you have, as today's talk is on this reading habit, so we must think of something that what this good reading habits can be. So first is here, that is the personal growth and the mind expansion. So when we are trying to read something, what we are developing? We are developing ourselves. We are developing our own personal selves. Because when we are reading something new, then we are gaining some knowledge. And the old thoughts that are already existing within our minds, that also gets expanded because it adds up some knowledge to us. So this very first thing that the good reading habit brings to you is the personal growth and the mind expansion. The second thing is that is the innovation and the creativity. As we know that when we are reading, that we are not only observing or not only seeing something, we are also reading something. That means that is the brain, our brain needs to receive. It acts as the receptor of that. And as it is acting as the receptor, so this is helping us for the creativity part. And also the innovative ideas comes up into our minds when we are reading something good. So that is also one of the possibilities, that when we are doing or when we are going or doing or we are reading something good or good reading habits are with us, then it is helping us for this innovation as well as the creativity. The third thing that is the emotional and the social enrichment. Now, when we are connected with some good books, then we are controlling ourselves. Our minds are being controlled, and our emotional selves are being also controlled. And it is helping us in our social activities. Definitely, when we are learning something, when we are doing or when we are listening to something, then definitely it is helping in the emotional and the social enrichment part. That is also helping in our practical life benefits. Now, whatever we are undergoing or whatever we are reading, that will help us to benefit in our practical sense. Because we can gain the knowledge, we can have the practical experiences. Suppose we are reading something, be it a fiction, be it a non-fiction, whatever it is. When we are reading or be something that is interesting to us, definitely it will have some practical parts also. We can apply those things in our own lives. So that is the beauty of reading. So if we are thinking about some reading fresh or reading something new, then what it will enrich or what it will do, definitely it will help in our life. It will be a beneficial for our lives also and give us some practical experiences. And finally, it is a future ready edge. We can be ready for our future. We can plan, we can take decisions, we will have the power to take the right decision rather. And definitely this reading, that is the good reading, it will help to nourish our future. So these are some of the things that the good reading habits brings to you. Slide is getting struck. Just a minute. Okay. Now, that is the reasons for the changes in this reading habit. Let us have some reasons. What is the reason? Like we have seen, that is we are changing. Every time we are saying that yes, change is the only thing in the whole universe. We have to change ourselves. So what is the change? Why we have changed in our reading habits? Now the Kindle that was launched in the US in November 2007, it is a new revolution in the digital reading. And Amazon, they made this device available in India in 2012. So India, they have launched its own set of e-readers, and Infom's PI hit the market in the early 2010, and EC Media's wing was also launched later the same year. And neither could really make their mark, though, and with the gradual rise of the smartphones and the tablets, both exited the market before 2012 rolled around. So this was the beginning. We can say that we have changed. We have changed ourselves, like we have started from the physical reading part of the conventional reading part to that with the digitized objects. Many of us, not all definitely, but we are spearheading this new revolution in the digital reading because of these devices which have been designed by this period. That is from 2000, we can say that from the year that is 21st century, we have started launching these things. You can see that is from the very beginning, that is 2007. From the very beginning, that is, we have seen the digital revolution rather with the launching of the Kindle. And then in August 2012, Amazon made the Kindle available in India at the starting price of rupees 6999. So it's not that much costly also. So as the price has reduced, and before that, the Indians looking to their own Kindle had to have the device internationally shipped and sometimes pay up to $80 in shipping and import the fee deposits alone. So the Kindle's entry in the Indian market, if you think about from the Indian context, actually, as we belong to India, we have to think about it, that why we have started or what is the reason that we have been into the this generation or the Kindle generation, we can say, that is the entry in the Indian market meant that the movement had well and truly reached us. So this selling, and it was also simultaneously started by Flipkart from the November, they too started their selling their own ebooks. So this was the somehow we can think of this is the reason that for the change in the reading habits. Then the self-publishing market grew as budding authors could now easily upload their works on the platforms like the Scribe, Wattpad, Smashwords, and the Amazon's digital text platform, etc. So this was the benefit that the authors, budding authors, they had. Because previously, when somebody used to write some document or cite some book or write some article or anything, write some book rather, we can say, then they had to approach some publisher, they had to make it accepted by some publisher, and then only they can reach to their readers. But with this ICT revolution, they started creating their own blogs. So that was the opportunities that the authors had, because they could reach to their audience, to their readers within no time, and also without costing much. So that was the greatest benefit that the authors also had. Now, what are some of the true facts about this publishing industry? So the publishing industry, they also started diverting towards the online or e-resources, we can say. They started giving heavy discount in the online purchases. Now, all of us, as we are belonging to this field of library science, we know that is because of the online documents available nowadays, the publishers, they are stopping, almost trying to stop with the printed publications, because they know they can have much more profit from the e-resources that they can make us to purchase, rather than if they have the printed ones, then the costing will be much more. So they started giving the heavy discounts, and they started to just force us to go with those online purchases. And therefore, they also promote those things by having the enough discussions and praise for the books in the review section. So if we see a certain review, now every time we have this tendency nowadays, basically, that we go through the reviews that is given by the other people. So what is the review saying? So how is the book? What is the review? How much stars it has obtained for any product? Not only the books, for any product we are going to the review section. So enough discussion and the praise for these books in the review section, they can also be the aggravators, we can say. And they have aggravated this e-resources part. And people, they started looking for the book suggestions from Amazon or the Goodreads. So this was another tendency that was observed during this period. And we have seen that is the shifting from a time-rich and cash-poor economy to a cash-rich and time-poor one. That is, most people don't want to risk spending time reading a book they may not like. So that is the reason, that is, they are going through the reviews, they are going through the things. If they suppose they are thinking that there is a space constraint also, some places that is the people, they think of that if we go with the documents, that is the physical documents, it will just block my rooms, it will just block my actually my stacks and all. So why not? Why not to this online purchases or e-purchases and everything? So the retail sales began to dip drastically as the online sales grew. So this is also the thing that happened, that as the online sales aggravated, the retail sales began to dip drastically. And the last decade, it was clearly dominated by the academic publishers, that is the books that cater to India's twin passions, that is education and job security. And non-academic publishing or trade publishing is minuscule in the comparison. So the last decade, it was clearly dominated, you can say, that is, it is by the academic publishers. Then, just a minute. There's some problem with the internet connectivity. The slides are. Just a minute, I'm stopping. Is it visible now?
Yes, yes.
Oh, now, the second, all the large publishers are privately owned in India. So, publishers, they are mostly, that is, all the large publishers, we can say, that is mostly they are owned by the private ones. And so they don't have to publish the financial data. So, we have to rely on the hearsay to assess how many books are sold in the country and how much revenue is generated and so on. So this is happening that as they are privately owned, so they don't have that much liability to give a actual account of the total revenue that is generated. And third, there are thousands of registered independent publishers across the languages, and most of them are single persons operations. So we can say that as there are thousands of registered independent publishers across the different languages and all. So, and most of them, they are the single persons operations here. And finally, there is the no definition of the bestseller. If the publishing industry had as many bestsellers as is claimed on the social media, then this would be the most successful industry in the history of capitalism, you can say. So, bestseller, what is the bestseller about? But you can see, if you can have a review part, you can go to the review part in the online, with the online publishers, you can see that they are claiming that these are the bestsellers. Many of their books, they are claiming that they are the bestsellers. So finally, we can say that there is no definition of this. So if the publishing industry had as many of the bestsellers as is claimed, so it would be the most successful one, we can see. Yeah. Now, so with this, that is, we can say, now let us have some view of the statistical view of the literate and the illiterate world population. As we know that if we are literate, we can read and we can write, definitely. If we are literate, at least we can read. If not write, we can read. So here, this is the graphical representation of the literate and the illiterate world population obtained from our world in data, and the data source is UNESCO. So here you can see that is the share of the adults who can read and write a simple statement about their everyday life. If you could see here, right from here, if you observe, it has been marked from the year 1820 to 2023. So during this period, if you can see that the literate people in 1820 was lesser compared to, and then the graph is rising. Here you can see there was a drop somehow here in between, I think because of the different wars that were undergoing during this period of time, we have seen some decline and again the rise. You can see the rise, and then definitely we can now claim, at least it's a blessing now that we can claim that here at least up to 90% or like that, or not up to 90% if you can say, in between 80 and 90, at least 85, 86, 87% people, they are literate. So it's a blessing for the entire world. If you, from the world scenario, if you think of that, it's a blessing for us that we are having at least these many people who are claimed to be literate till the year 2023 here. Then let us see the literacy rate by the age group. Now, what about the literacy rate by this age group? As you can see, that is the two age groups are marked over here. That is from 15 to 24, the main education part or the education period, we can say. And then that is the age of up to 65 plus here. It's marked up to this. So here you can see that is the literacy rate by the age group. You can see that mostly here people, now it has been claimed, as we have seen previously, that is from the last slide, that the people in the whole world, almost 87, 88% people, they are literate. So here the literacy rate for this 15-24 age group, you can see the mostly the literate people. That is literacy rate, as we have observed here, that is, you can see the blue part mostly. Here up to 90, here in India, we can say that is up to 90% are literate. And then here in the outer world or outside world, in the deep blue portions, we can claim that 100% people, they are literate. So only a few continents here, on the, that is the places, they have been marked here as some 60% to 40 to 60% people, they are literate. But here, if you can think of, that is the age is 65 plus, beyond 65, that is, that age group people, they are not that much literate. Why? Because there was a time in our good old days when there was reluctance in sending, mostly in our nation, we can say that there was a reluctance in sending the girls or the female population to the education sector or the education places. So basically, because of that, may be one of the reasons that the people beyond this age group, many of them are not that much literate in the entire world perspective, if you can see. Now, if we consider this literacy rates of the older versus the younger population, now what we can see here, you can see that the literacy rate among the young people and the literacy rate among the adults, older adults here. Here also, there is a steep rise in the literacy rate among the younger people as compared to that of the older ones. And finally, what is the scenario of India? Let us go to the scenario of India. Now, if we think of, that is, about India, or before coming to the Indian perspective or India, that is here, one more thing, that is the literacy levels among the young people adjusted gender parity index in 2023, that you can see here from the UNESCO Institute of Statistics, the data that is from 2025 data. You can see here the gender parity has been maintained, at least in our country also we can see that the gender parity has been maintained. But in some places, the men are favored and the women are favored in other places. But most of the nations in the entire world, they are having a gender parity in the literacy levels. So this is a blessing again for the both the genders. That is, the literacy is between the men and the women aged 15-24. It is defined. It is the gender parity. It is as we can say, it is defined as the ability to read and write a short, simple statement about the everyday life with the understanding. So this is, that is values that is below 1, they favor men, and above 1, that is favoring the women in this case. So here, the literacy levels are also, we can be relieved about thinking about that there is a gender parity in most of the nations all over the world. Now, the literacy rates of the older versus the younger population in India, you can see here, somewhere here we are in between the, that is the older rate here in India. These are the Asian nations, other nations here. But you can see that we are in a good position in that sense. Not that good also, but good, better position than many other nations. Now, this is the report by the National Literacy Trust, where they have analyzed or they have surveyed the children and the young people's reading in 2025. So, from the report, it has been observed that what is the reading frequency? They have observed that fewer than 1 in 5, that in 18.7%, 8 to 18-year-olds read something daily in their free time in 2025. So, this is not a very much hopeful thing, you know, as we are parents of some kids. So, this is not a very hopeful thing from us that fewer than 1 in 5, 8 to 18 years, children, they read something in their free time. Again, the lowest levels recorded with the daily reading levels decreasing by nearly 20% points since 2005. So from 2005 to 25, these 20 years, it is not that much hopeful that the daily reading levels has decreased by 20%. Even among the children aged 5 to 8, daily reading rates dropped by 3 to 3.4% points in the past year to 44.5%, and it has dropped by 9.1% points since starting this age group in 2019. That is among the children. As we are also parents of these small kids, mostly we are parents of these small kids. So this is also, there is also a drop by 3.4% in the past year, and that is 44 to 44.5%. It's a big drop, you can say, and it has dropped by 9.1% points since the starting year. Again, the girls, there is another findings, that is the girls, they continue to read daily at a higher rate than the boys, with the gender gap widening to 6.2% points, the largest seen since 2023. You can see that the girls, they are reading more. I don't know. We are parents. We are some of us are parents of girls. Some of our parents of boys. I don't know. But the report, it is saying that the girls, they continue to read daily at a higher rate than the boys. So this gender gap is widening to the 6.2% points, and the largest it has been seen since 2023. And more children not receiving the FSMs read daily than those who receive scroll. That is, they are not getting that much opportunity, That is the food, that is the shelter, that is the monetary help, etc. Those who are not receiving these, they read daily rather than those who are receiving these things. That means the people, those who are belonging to that higher class, you can say, you can claim, that is, they are not getting the enough support from the parents. They are rather having the tendency to read more. So this was also revealed from this report. Now, again, the report is suggesting or giving the findings that the reading about the reading enjoyment. In 2025, the percentage of children and the young people who enjoyed reading was its lowest in 20 years. So this is a very hopeless thing, That is, the percentage of children and the young people who are enjoying this reading part, it is the lowest in these 20 years. It's a very hopeless thing for us. And just 1 in 3, that is 32.7%, children and young people aged 8 to 18 said that they enjoyed reading in their free time in 2025. So just you can see that what is the percentage, that is only 32.7% children. They are saying in this age group, that is 8 to 18, they are saying that they have enjoyed reading in their free time. And this marks a 36% decrease in reading enjoyment levels since the beginning in 2005. So this is also not a very hopeful thing for us. We being parents of kids, we are not very much hopeful by seeing these things, right? And this drop in the reading enjoyment over the last year has been especially steep among the primary aged children and boys, particularly boys aged 11 to 16. So this is also one of the findings that the National Literacy Trust, they got, that there is a drop. There is a drop in the reading enjoyment among the boys, particularly the boys. So another report by the World Population Review, they actually, most of the reports here, I must say, that they report about the average amount of reading per year per person by the country, indicate the time that is spent in the reading, basically. The United States, India, UK, France and Italy, they rank in the top 5, basically. And that includes definitely not only the physical medium, but also the electronic medium. So what is the time spent in reading? That is 2024 report is saying that United States, the most prolific readers in the world, Americans, they spend about 7 hours reading per week. So they are spending 7 hours in an average, and this equals, that is 357 hours per year. That's not that bad, we can see. Huh? And also then India, we are ranking second. That's a good thing for us, right? So we can say that is we are ranking second, and Indians, the weekly reading rate is just under 7 hours. So here actually we are marking everyone. We are not only taking the children, but we are taking the adults as well. And India here ranks second, and they are saying that is Indians weekly reading rate is just under 7 hours per week, only about 5 minutes per week behind that of the Americans. And the annual reading hours amount to 352 per year. So we can say that is the annual reading hours is also 352, not much behind to United States. And then third comes United Kingdom, where the reading about 6.5 hours a week or 343 hours per year. And then it is France, where the people read for about 5 hours and 50 minutes each week, and this equals to 305 hours per year. Next, fifth one is Italy, where the Italians, they read for 5 hours and 20 minutes per week or 278 hours per year. Now, it is getting stuck. Okay. Now, you can see again, that is the countries that read and buy the most books in 2024. Here, the report is again by this World Population Review. They have said that the Americans read more printed books than the e-books or the audio books, though their consumption of electronic media has grown. Their consumption has grown, but their reading of the printed books is more than that of the e-books. And the number of books the Americans read increases often significantly if a person is in school and has reading assigned to them, especially in the college. And more people around the world have embraced electronic versus print media, especially after 2020. So you can think about the pandemic also, one of the reasons that we have started inclining ourselves towards the e-books. Although that is because of this pandemic, we were confined to our own homes and we were not allowed to use those printed documents in the libraries for quite 2.5 years and like that, or 2 and 3 years, we can say. And that changed our habit. We got more accustomed. Actually, if you all think about this thing, that is before this COVID, we didn't have much online sessions also, right? Right? What we are doing now in the webinar, or we used to do in the seminars, not in the webinars. So, right from that also we can say that the countries that is reading more, that is mostly that is shifting towards the e-books. But the Americans, they read the more printed books than that of the e-books. Again, the number of books read per year for the leading countries. United States, the average American reads about 17 books per year. They read about 17 books per year, and India is not much lagging behind, and they read 16 books on average per person per year. Per person per year, they are saying. The report is claiming that the Indians are also not far behind, and they are reading at least 16 books on average per person per year. UK, this nation reads about 15 books per person every year, and the record sales for the books in this country have reached at least 212 million. So it's a good thing for UK that they have record sales for the books. France, the country, reads an average of 14 books per year per person, and Italians, they read 13 books per year per person yearly. Now, why this change, or what is the reason for the change in the reading habits in the AI era? We have seen a shift from the print to the digital. And as we were just discussing, that the decline in the traditional book or the print reading, it has declined to a great extent. And with that, there has been a rise of the e-books, digital libraries, audiobooks, and the mobile reading apps, etc. And the reading, it is happening as the reading is happening anywhere, anytime with the smartphones, tablets, and the e-readers. So this change in the reading habit, if you can, if I'm not that much wrong, you can say that this shift has been from the print to the digital because we are now having the gadgets with us, the devices with us. We are free to take them. It's light to carry. So that is also another reason that people are shifting to those. Though definitely the physical medium or physical books, like us who were accustomed with the physical reading more, it's much more easier. But we have to shift because of the publishing industry also, because they have started with the e-documents rather than that, more than that of the traditional documents. Now, another reason is the faster bite-sized reading. Preference for the short articles, summaries, and also the highlights instead of the full text. Now, every time we are facing a shortage of time, right? Most of us are facing the shortage of time. So preference is always given for the shorter articles or any type of summaries or abstracts and all. And the growth of the micro-learning, that is the news feeds, AI summaries, the blogs, that is the social posts, etc. That has also happened. We are very much accustomed nowadays to see at a nutshell that what is happening in the entire world. So that is another reason for this change in the reading habit. And also the decrease in the deep reading and the long attention spans. These are the very serious thing, friends. That is, this attention span is decreasing. The various studies, they have suggested that the children who are acquainted or very much addicted towards these gadgets, their attention spans are quite lesser. They are reducing their attention spans. And it has been observed, even we have also observed from during different times, that if you just give a kid your mobile, he or she will not stay into it. They will just start browsing and they will change the screens, start frequently changing the screens. They don't have that much long attention span. And we people also, I think those who are dealing a lot with these digital equipments, we also have we are developing a habit of going through things very, very fast. And that's why this faster bite-sized reading has decreased. This is another reason. And that is also behind the change in the reading habit. Next is the AI as a reading companion. Now, AI, it has been a reading companion. As I was mentioning that during those days when he was in his PG classes, they didn't have this impact of this AI. Even we didn't have this impact of the AI. But nowadays we have. So this summarizers like ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Claude, or anything, Gemini, etc., whatever we are using, they provide the instant access. And that's helpful also. We can have some innovative ideas with those. Definitely we have to recheck those things, but definitely we can have some ideas with those companions. So it is also acting as one of the reading companion. Second is the personalized recommendations based on the user data and the interests. The users, if they are getting everything sitting in their homes, why they should be bothered to come forward? If they are getting the assistance of AI, why will they go to the tutor? So this is happening. And that is why that is actually provoking the changes in the reading habit. And AI tutors that explain the complex text in the simple terms. This is also the one thing. If you can just give a suitable to generate something for you in an innovative manner, you have to just input the correct command to the AI. And if you can give the correct command to AI, it will give you something which will be much helpful to you also. Though you have to check it again and again, it can generate some ideas in you. So that can AI do. And also the rise of the multimodal reading. So audiobooks and the podcast replacing the part of the traditional reading, and the text-to-speech and the speech-to-text tools make content more accessible. So what we can see here is that the content is being more accessible with these AI tools. And this visual plus the interactive reading, whatever is happening, this is also very lucrative. You know, that is somehow, if we are given, or the children, they are given only the physical documents and they don't have this animated features into it, they are not that much happy. They are very, very happy if they can see something animated. So this is also one of the reasons for the changes in the reading habit in this era. Next is, that is the cognitive and the behavioral shifts. As I was telling you that we have reduced our patience, Not all, but many of us. We have reduced our patience for the long complex texts. We are being much more reliant on the AI generated summaries. Though there is always a risk of shallow knowledge into it, but we have much more reliance into, we are relying on it. And yet we have improved efficiency in information gathering because so much of information explosion, we are living in an era of information explosion. But we have to select which is the correct information. And then the next is the global and the inclusive reading. We have the wider access, that is translation tools, take this language barriers also. So this language barrier, if it can be broken, then definitely we will have the global access. Next is the accessibility tools, that is the screen readers, font customization, AI narrators. They are all the accessibility tools. And the democratization of the reading resources across the world. So this democratization of the reading resources is also happening. And this change, that is the collaborative and the social reading. Now there are online book clubs, discussion forums, Goodreads, Reddit, reading groups, etc. And this sharing highlights, quotes, and the reviews in the social media is now every day we are seeing these things. So as there is a much collaboration, as there is much social reading, so AI, they are suggesting the trending books and the database. So what we are doing, that is AI is suggesting us that what you can do. That is also changing our reading habit, reading pattern, and the personalized and adaptive learning. AI that is curating the reading list tailored to the academic or the professional goals, and their adaptive reading platforms just adjust difficulty to the reader's level. Also, the readers increasingly consume what algorithms recommend. So, actually, readers, they are finding also it's much easy when they are taking the help of the AI. So that is a helpful thing. Now, I have put a question here, that is the library needed to promote the reading habit? I think all of you will agree with me in this point that yes, it is. It is. Because the library, it is the gateway to the reading culture. If you have your users and you can promote this reading wherever we are, be it in the school library, be it in the college library, be it in a university library, or any type of special library or public library, wherever we are, if we can develop a reading circle, reading culture within our library premises, so that is the possibility in the library, not in our homes every time. Though we serious parents, being much serious, they try to, but every time it is not possible for them also. But if they have a regular habit of visiting some library, if the children, right from their very young age, they have a very a good habit of visiting some library, definitely they will go through that reading culture because they will see others reading, sitting and reading over there. Now, the equal access to the knowledge, this is also possible by the library because we can give the equal access to this knowledge. We can have access to the knowledge for everyone. Everyone has the equal access to the knowledge there. And the blending tradition with the technology. Definitely, with the libraries it is possible because we have digitized our objects. Definitely, we have the physical documents with us. So this blending can be done by the libraries. And all of us, we believe that everything is not on the internet. There are lots of things, definitely lots and lots, millions and billions of things, but everything is not on the internet. Why? Because the internet is not organized. I was mentioning about this information explosion. No? There can be so many things in the library, that is in the internet, but that is not organized. If we try to find out the exact or the appropriate document, that may not be available. So they don't have, as the internet, they don't have this quality control. Whatever there is, they are keeping it. They don't have this quality control, and they are very much therefore harder to identify also. But if on the library premises, whatever we are getting, that is an authenticated document. As there are trained professionals who are available for the assistance there, definitely. And as we have the e-books also. So definitely the question here, that is the library needed to promote the reading habit? Yes, it's a loud yes, we can say. Now, what is the future role of the libraries in the AI generation? As much of it's a much concern for us that what the AI is going to take us, where the AI is going to take us. Basically, the library, what I feel is AI, it can be one of the AI-powered knowledge hubs. It can integrate AI-driven search and the recommendation systems here that act like the personal research assistants. So when they are acting as a personal research assistants, the recommendation systems, then why not the libraries? And the readers, they will receive the personalized reading pathways tailored to their interests, age, or the learning goals. So they will receive the personalized reading pathways also. They can get whatever is interesting for them, whatever is appropriate for their age, whatever is their learning goals, etc. They will receive the personalized reading. And libraries in the AI era will not vanish, definitely, and they will reinvent themselves as hybrid, intelligent, and inclusive spaces. Where humans plus the AI plus the books, we can say, they will come together to spark creativity. They will come together. They have to come together because AI, who is doing? Behind AI, also some brain is there, So they will come together and spark the creativity. So there is always a hope, and we will have that critical thinking power and also the community learning. So definitely, how much AI will come, it's not that much challenging also, I can say, though we have to take it as a challenge to some extent, definitely, but not that challenging if we can mingle ourselves with the AI. If we can think of some scenarios or some ways out where we can act with the AI, if we can think about AI as our friend and not our enemy. So with this, I come to an end of my talk, and it's definitely a lovely session. Thank you. Thank you all for patient hearing.
Thank you, Nivedita.
Thank you.
For enlightened, through your enlightened speech, I think everyone who have already watched this webinar, they definitely benefited a lot. During this short time, I think Dr. Bhattacharya has highlighted so many things from before printing stage to AI generation. So during a long period, I think she has already covered. And she has already covered during this time. I have already just mentioned few things. Number one, different effects of the good reading habits, different reasons for the changes in reading habits. Publishing industry, there are two facts about the publishing industry. Literate and illiterate peoples all over the world, their statistics, report of the National Literacy Trust, the reading habits, the rate of different reading habits, reading enjoyments, world populations review report 2024, weekly reading habits, read and buy, also through this world statistics, changes in the reading habits in the age of AI. Is the library needed to promote the reading habits? And lastly, she just highlighted the future role of the library in AI generation. And at the end, very nicely she has already quoted, the libraries in the AI era will not vanish. So very much, I think it is very much effective one, both AI, both humans and both books. I think all three are correspondingly live in each other. So thank you, Nivedita, for your enlightened speech. Now I open for the question and answer sessions. So anybody who are watching this webinar, anybody can ask any questions you have. Freely you can ask to, but we are ready for giving your answers. So if you have any questions, freely ask.
Good evening, madam. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I am from Vidyasagar University. Dr. Bhattacharya speaking. So one question to you. We have brought e-books every year, but they are not as widely read as hard copy books. Application of AI technology are growing daily. What library system would you suggest using to librarian that AI system in the library?
Pardon, sir. What library system?
Would you suggest to develop AI system in the library?
Okay. AI system as such, sir, actually, I was mentioning here, actually, if we think about the AI driven search and the recommendation systems, if you can think of this system. Actually, if you start with the AI, that is like AI, what they are doing now, they are giving us the better search opportunities. So we can think about, we can incorporate or think about the phenomena like ebooks, as you have a plenty of, you are saying that you are having a plenty of ebooks in your libraries. So ebooks and e-documents basically. So this search and the recommendation systems, if you have the particular search and retrieval system rather better with these AI, that can be more effective, and that can act as the, or for the users of the library rather we can say. So that can be much helpful in that sense. Otherwise, that's actually AI though I was also when this AI everywhere we are listening. So we are also thinking about the fact that whether sometimes there is some news report and all, AI is taking away the jobs and all. So it's not the case that AI will take away all the jobs and all. It cannot take away all the jobs, because if we as librarians we are enough, actually we are enough capable of arranging those things, and as this indexing part is, as this information retrieval part is in our hands, so definitely we can have something in our libraries. We can act as the personal research assistants for our users, basically. So that is the main thing that the libraries can have it, you know. So I feel in my way, in that sense.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Myself, I'm Saurabh, sir. I have a question regarding this AI, ma'am. You talked about the AI and the you can say the change that is going on in the AI basically. Ma'am, nowadays AI is everything there, ma'am. So, is there any specific, ma'am, like the speech, or you can say the translator, or the speech detector, where we can detect whether that particular sentence or the abstract or the particular topic is being taken from the AI, or is it totally thinking of a researcher, ma'am? So, is there any like tool that we can use, ma'am?
What? That is the what about that is the speech part you are saying?
Yes, ma'am. What I'm saying is, ma'am, nowadays, ma'am, these particular disabled students are also there, right, ma'am? So, how we can incorporate these students with AI, ma'am? How they can be able to use this particular AI technology in order to incorporate the learnings, ma'am?
Which learnings? That is the that is with the speech part you want. That is the speech recognition.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Speech recognition, as well as the text that nowadays scholar are using AI to fill up the thesis part, ma'am. Right. So, how to detect that as well? These two questions I'm
No, now
having.
I actually, I understood. Actually, now, actually, there is already the tools have developed. You know, I personally use Targetin, and if it is a purchased one, you can have this AI detection tool with you. That is already we are having now this opportunity. If it is AI, it is definitely it is detecting how much is human written and how much is AI written. So we are not that much now worried. Also, I personally, when I get it, I can freely declare here that when I get some paper from my students or my scholars, etc., the first thing I do is I put it in Turnitin to search for the plagiarism part, definitely, and also for this AI one. So as I have this purchased version, so it's very easy for me to detect now that how much is AI and how much is human written. So that is possible now. So it's not a very difficult task to find it out.
And regarding the, ma'am, disabled students that we are having, ma'am, how they can be incorporated with this AI technology to learn the things in a better way, ma'am?
No, it is actually for this braille and all, that is they have the audio books now and audio issues and all now. That is AI that is giving us this opportunity. The audio books are available for them. The audio part is definitely there. So that they can use these audio books for regarding their learnings and all. So they can have it from them. And this AI recognition, that is every time now our mobiles also they are giving this supporting assisted technologies. Na? Assistive technologies are available with us. So it's of much help regarding this.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, last question, ma'am. Does this AI, is this AI is killing the creativity of student as well, ma'am?
Yes, definitely. I must say yes. Because to some extent, actually, we as human beings now, we have an intention. Every time we have intention, actually, I think this happens rather from the shortage of time sometimes, you know.
Yes.
That is because we have shortage of time. We don't have that much time to go and visit a library So at a very late night, we are sitting with our own devices, and just we are using this Chat GPT, Gemini, etc., 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 blah blah, and then we are just going through them, and without going much deeper and all, we are just going through and having an idea. It's for the idea part. I'm not saying that we have to copy something from there, but for the idea part, definitely we can use this AI. So creativity in that sense is definitely reducing, because previous days people had to think more before doing any task. They had to use their own ideas, they had to use their own brain to develop something new, to bring something new. But now, at least if you can search, if you can have just a few commands with you, and you can just search and you can get the ideas. So this creativity is definitely it's reducing because of this AI.
And one thing I can add, if you write any articles or you write in PhD thesis also, so whatever you have already written in your thesis or article, so that must be authentic one. And I think authentic means definitely you should provide the references. And if you, from where you can have the references, definitely from the journals or renowned books or anything else. Whatever you just copied it from the AI generated tools through AI generated tools, and you never mention those from the references. Definitely, I think the quality should be day-to-day. I think so. Yeah. From that point of view, definitely you should process about the authenticity of the resources.
Definitely, that is.
Ma'am, one last question, ma'am. In this particular AI reading session, ma'am, this deep reading concept is also there, ma'am. How is it helping there, ma'am? Deep reading concept, ma'am.
What concept? What concept?
Tell me again.
Ma'am, deep reading, deep reading concept. Yes,
deep
sir. Deep reading. Yeah, deep.
Deep reading
concept.
Your question is deep reading
concept.
Ma'am, what is this deep reading concept? Because a few days ago, I read an article in the newspaper, Economics Times. There was a term used, deep reading, ma'am. So, what does this deep reading in means, ma'am? Possible?
Actually, deep reading. I don't know much. That actually that is only a few. Deep reading concept in AI. If you're saying. That is, we have seen that is because of last few days back only, there was a trend going on. There was a trend going on in Gemini, and there was a very serious.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And regarding that, ma'am, the article was also published in the newspaper. From there, yes, ma'am.
Yes. Actually, that's a very serious issue, that is what people are, that is we are trying to be more acclimatized with the social media platforms, and we are trying with these trends and all. You have seen that is one girl narrating her experience and all, that is what has happened and all. So that is there, technology, where it can go, we never know. We never know where the technology can take us to also. So how deep or how much they are going deep into. So that is a very serious issue, and we should take care of ourselves. Not that we shall always be very much just flow away with the current trends and all, and go with this and uploading pictures, uploading our things and all. Now you can see in this area that how much fake things are going on. So that should be very seriously handled. That's the thing. So,
ma'am, sorry for the interruption, ma'am. A deep reading basically we are going something deep inside our topics. Confusing deep reading
no, I don't think that is going deep into the topic or something like that. It may be that the Gemini issue, if you are speaking about, it may be something that is the technology is seriously. We have to be serious about that, because if we are very much relaxed with what the technology can or where it can take us to, then definitely it is a very it's a very matter of concern rather. Deep reading is not that actually we are getting AI, what it is doing, it is whatever is available, that only it is showing, somewhere it is available, because in the age of this information explosion, because there are so much of things and it is gathering the things from different sources only. Not that it is having some brain or doing something new from its own brain. It's not having something in its own brain. It is doing something that is already available and net and all. So basically this maybe from the, if I'm not wrong, that much wrong, what I thought of when I got through what you have seen, I have also seen. So what I thought of is previously, actually it may have seen not from that particular picture, but rather it has collected the information from somewhere else. There are plenty of information. We as persons, we are just very casual in our approaches. So maybe from that issue, the AI has got this. Maybe.
Ma'am, is it somehow related to our data privacy as well, ma'am? Like our data is.
I understand you have so many questions, but our speaker is continuously speaking.
So please allow the next one.
Thank you so much. Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
Any other else?
Can email to our man. Okay.
Yes. So anybody?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any other questions from anybody else? Okay. Ovi, please continue. Ovi, please continue.
Okay. Sri, please continue the session.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
So before going to our formal vote of thanks, one important announcement is there. Our next study circle will be on 1st November 2025. The speaker will be Dr. Pubalika Bhattacharyya Sahu, Assistant Professor, Department of Library and Information Science, University of Calcutta. Now it's the time of delivering the formal vote of thanks. I would like to thank our Director Professor Udayan Bhattacharya Sir for his constant support. I would like to thank Professor Dr. Arabinda Maity for nicely handling the session. We convey our gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Nivedita Bhattacharyya Sahu, for her thought-provoking lecture. We are thankful to Joint Secretaries of Universal Briefing, Dr. Ranjan Samanto, Dr. Shapon Khan, and thankful to our Chairman of the Study Circle Group of Universal Briefing, Dr. Ovik Roy, our convener, Mr. Obhijit Noshkar, for organizing the study circle, and the audience for giving their valuable time. Thank you all.
Thank you, and thank you to Tanushree
Thank
and
you,
all.
Tanushree also.
Yes,
For giving nice vote of thanks.
Ovik and also Sir, Udayan Sir, and all the participants who have patiently listened to the things, though there were some network issues, I think, in the middle, but we have completed it successfully. And all the best to all of you, and Shubho Sharodiya in advance to all of you. It was a lovely evening.
Pardoning to the session, just I would take 1 more minute. আমাদের অনেক স্টুডেন্টস who have joined this session, so এটা স্টুডেন্টদের মোটিভেট করার জন্য I'll be reading a report from World Economic Forum. কিছু successful person, their reading habits. Warren Buffett, 5 to 6 hours a day reading habit, 500 pages of financial documents. Bill Gates, Microsoft CEO, has attested to reading 50 books a year and roughly 1 book a week. Mark Zuckerberg, in 2015, the Facebook CEO vowed to read 1 book every other week, with an emphasis on learning about different cultures, histories, and technologies, etc. They are very famous personalities, and they are the billionaires. So it's our student. It's for the students to be billionaire. You start reading right now, okay? And don't wait for the degrees.
Yes,
Yes, absolutely.
Right from our very childhood.
Start reading.
Yes. There is no alternative.
And with this note, I'm very much thankful to our respected teacher, Professor Maity, and Professor Nivedita Bhattacharyya.
Thank you also.
And Shubho Sharodiya to all of you. Shubho Deepavali, because we'll be meeting on the 1st November. This Saturday night,
Thank you.
30 p.m.
Thank you,
সবাই
Shushanto
ভালো
sir.
করে পুজো কাটাবেন, সবাই
Thank you,
ভালো থাকবেন,
Shushanta.
পরিবারের সাথে সময় কাটাবেন। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Okay.
Wish you the same, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be requesting our Universal Briefing members to kindly remain on the ring, and all others to please leave it because we
So
have a
I'm
short
please,
meeting.
I'm taking your leave with your permission, please.
Yeah,